Hello, everyone. I know you didn't miss me, but I'm here again. Today, I want to mention a few things about bone broth. As the spring is coming and the summer, we'll be eating more and more sugar. We'll be eating more ice creams. We'll go out. We'll try different desserts. We'll have more fruits to try, and this accumulates quite a lot of sugar. But I would like to appeal so you don't give up on bone broth. Why? Because we are addicted to sugar because we are malnourished, and bone broth is one of the foods that can give us a lot as nutrients, and it can help us keep away from sugar. We are addicted also to coffee because we don't recover well enough at night. Why we don't recover well enough at night? Because we don't eat well. We don't eat nutrient-dense foods, and that's why we need coffee as a booster in the morning. And what are nutrient-dense foods? One of those is bone broth. Bone broth, there is a South American proverb that says that a good broth can resurrect the dead. And yes, I read in Western Price an article the other day how there was an accident with somebody, and they gave him this and that oil, omega-3 and blah blah blah. The guy was 95 years old, and then they gave him a cup of bone broth. He slept well, and next day he was all recovered. Of course, it was a minor accident. So bone broth is not to undermine, because it is very important for your calcium. You are getting ready-made calcium, easy to absorb from the bone broth, or as they say, bones are for our bones. Bone broth also has a great benefit for our collagen. And even if you boil it only 8 hours, it can give you quite a lot of those support for our collagen. This is very important. The more you boil the bone broth, the more minerals you can extract from it. The bone broth also helps to detoxify our body. It benefits something which is called glycine, and this way your body goes through a very successful detoxification process, which is on a daily basis. Our body has mechanisms to self-detoxify. With the bone broth also you can mimic fasting, because the body will get the base of nutrients that it needs, and you can take only bone broth 3 days a month, or if you want to be more aggressive, you can do 3 days a week for a short period of time, and yearly to do the 3 days a month, let's say. It is extremely beneficial. Then you have glutamine, which is good for our brain. We know that the fat is the food for the brain, but also a lot of nutrients from the bone broth. I also would like to remind you, when it comes to the recipe, that it is very important that we put that vinegar or lemon in the bone broth, because the acidity will put more minerals out of those bones. And in different cultures, our ancestors would do something from the mashed bones if they would boil it very, very long time, something like a pate, and they would consume it again, or they would grind the bones, which is very also beneficial for our health. The longer you simmer the bone broth, the more nutrients you can get out of it. So I do simmer mine over 30 hours. I use a crock pot. It's not the ideal thing. The best would be in a stainless steel saucepan to do the bone broth and leave it on overnight and etc. But of course, if you're scared to leave it for such a long time overnight while you're sleeping, you can continue on the next day, and so you do it for about 3 days. It will be fine in the saucepan. There's no problem for that. So when you strain it also, if you don't use the bones, if you don't produce anything from the bones, you can wrap them in paper, in newspaper or black paper, and just put them in the ground. I cannot really do that here because we have a lot of animals, neighbors' dogs. So unless I dig, I don't know, a very deep hole to put them in the ground. So the benefits of the bone broth are enormous, not only for the minerals you will be getting from it, but also for the nourishment of your brain and your bones. Bone health is very, very important, especially when we get at the age of over 50. For us women, it's more common to get osteoporosis, and this could be your preventative measure to against this condition. This is almost everything I wanted to talk in short about the bone broth. If you have any questions or you don't know where to get the recipe from, just get in touch with me. As a final thing, I would like to mention the best bones for bone broth are chicken feet, then it's turkey neck, and then it's the beef bones. Most of us are using the beef bones. They have a lot of bone marrow, and they have to be sliced really in thin pieces, and you boil them, you brown them. This is very important. You brown them, then you boil them for as long as you can, up to 30, 33, 34 hours, and you will have the perfect bone broth.
Follow for more Transform Perform. Drop a comment if you have any questions.